comic book fans. This is your host, Travis Collins, aka Duck Punch, and I'm back for another episode of Duck Punch Comics. I know this episode is about 24 hours late. I apologize for that. I got wrangled into a double shift at my job, but I'm here for our wrap-up show for the books that came out on September 15th, 2010. Last week was really a pretty poor week, at least as far as I'm concerned, for comics on the whole. There were some real standouts, but for the most part, it was pretty rough. Now, from DC, we took a look at Birds of Prey number 5, which was a pretty mundane work, but it's clearly moving on to something bigger. Green Lantern, Emerald Warriors number 2, which, if Tomasi plays his cards right, could be a big deal, provided, things pay off. Justice Society of America Special number 1, which was 100% pure, unadulterated, grade A crap. Batman Beyond number 4 of 6, which was just an absolute utter failure on so many levels. Brightest Day number 10, which continues this book's long streak of making me ask out loud while I'm reading it, will something please happen now? Zatanna number 5, which for the first time since Paul Dini started this book really just left me disappointed. And finally, DC Universe Legacies number 5 of 10, which is just a better book than this really has any right to be. Just fantastic little book. Now for Marvel, we reviewed Amazing Spider-Man number 643, which has a story that's really starting to come into its own and come together in what I think is a big way. X-23 number 1, which is a nice start for a series, though maybe not for the uninitiated into the X-Men universe. Thunderbolts number 148, which on its face gets low marks for being unnecessarily tied to a lagging crossover. Steve Rogers, Super Soldier number 3 of 4, which is still pretty solid, despite this being mostly just smash-em-up action. X-Factor number 209, which was just an all-around brilliantly written comic. Shadowland, Ghost Rider. While not of itself that good, it did single-handedly re-pique my interest in at least seeing where Shadowland goes from here. Thor, For Asgard, number 2 of 6, which is still just a really great little miniseries, though this issue was a little toned down from the last one. And finally, New Mutants number 17, which everything I said about X-23 number 1 can be said here, only more so. We also took a look at DMZ number 57, which was really just a beautiful story about one woman's life in no man's land. Now when it comes to naming my book of the week, my best book of the week, the choices came down to 3 of them. Either the one-off story about the horrors of living in a war zone, a book about a great cast of characters, all of whom are far more interesting than they would ever be on their own, or an ultra-sleek, high fantasy of just, to make a terrible pun, godlike proportions. Well, I really have to go with the book that just genuinely touched me this week. So your book of the week for September 15th is DMZ number 57. Though X-Factor number 209 and Thor For Asgard number 2 of 6 do come in close. Now as for the worst book of the week, that one is really easy. Not even a contest. Justice Society of America Special number 1. If you're watching this, do not touch this book. Ever. Not even if they're offering it for free. Not even if they're paying you to take it. Run. Flee. Don't touch it. It's bad. So there you go, guys. Those are the books we all looked at for September 15th. You can go back and watch the old episodes to see more in-depth reviews. I'm also pleased to announce here that we are now officially affiliated with The Outhouse, one of the best comic book forums on the internet. If you're a fan of that website, we are now on their video page. Check us out there. As always, guys, leave comments. Let me know what you thought. I will see you guys in actually a few hours for our weekly preview show. Have a great day.